Hang on. Oh, wait. We're already live, right? Never mind. Okay.
Why? Where are we going to go?
I was going to get something to add to the Christmas feeling.
Oh, too late.
Okay.
I mean, you can, if you want, while the room fills, if you want to.
While the room fills, I'll return.
Wow, I'm getting an echo. Who's echoing tonight?
Hold on.
Oh, it's Benjamin. He hasn't turned his YouTube down. Well, now we have to wait for Liberty to. Oh.
Can you read it?
Shocking. Liberty's now wearing a naughty. What is it? A cap or a headband?
It's like an ear warmer, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. a green naughty ear warmer.
Yes. I'm hear no evil, naughty Liberty.
I am wearing a appropriate Santa Claus hat.
Mm-hmm.
Benjamin is wearing a deep burgundy top.
That's right. He's the Santa.
I'm still in my dinner clothes, so no costumes for me.
I'm surprised. Usually you come adorned or unadorned.
This is what happens when you're traveling and you don't have your usual retinue. Although I still have my bourbon, so does that count?
Shocking. You find a way to fit that in your carry-on, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Props.
A little flask. Ben doesn't go anywhere with
second stop. No, it's called Second Stop at the liquor store.
Oh, I figured you just had like a boot flask or something. You know?
No, I'm a classy bitch. I get a whole bottle at the store.
MLVC. Excuse me, but I'm singing in one key and you're singing in another. Poor is the man whose pleasures depend on the permission of another.
Open the door now and suffocate. Just give me a fan.
I don't trust any man who hasn't kissed another man.
I'm waiting.
All right, people, it's time to get your dancing shoes on. You're listening to MLVC. It's all Madonna, all the time.
Welcome to the party, bitches.
You're listening to MLVC, the Madonna podcast, your place for all things Madonna, Louise, Veronica, Ciccone. Hi, everybody. It's Liberty. Happy holidays.
Oh, happy holidays to you too, Liberty. Mm-hmm. Hello, viewers and listeners and everybody else. It's Ben.
And hey, everybody, it's Stefan, your celebration tour correspondent. And tonight, your little Santa Claus, your secret Santa.
You've been inspired, haven't you?
Yeah, I have been. Tonight, I need you all to turn up because this is not just a show. This is not just a podcast. This is not just a live stream. It's a season finale, bitches. That's my homage to Bob the Drag Queen opening the celebration tour. It's one of my favorite moments of the tour when he screams out, "It's a celebration, bitches." I love it. If you watch the Nothing Really Matters footage that I posted from the podcast on our YouTube channel, you can hear me screaming it along with him because I just love doing it. Gotta love how what can happen in a year, because when the year was beginning, I was saying, I'm not sure about Bob the Drag Queen being on this tour. And now I'm just like, I love Bob the Drag Queen. So look how times can change. But yes, that's right. It is our season 5 finale. After producing 61 episodes and one very special girly show anniversary reunion, today marks the close of MLVC's 5th year of podcasting about Madonna, and what a year it has been. I rounded up the troops one last time before we party away for the holidays. Alas, Tony was called off to work and was not able to join us, but he is in our thoughts. So hello, podcast co-host Tony. You're with us tonight, out there somewhere in the Madonna-verse.
Yeah.
Nobody break into that song.
No. But how are you, kids? I've been keeping busy with all the tour reviews, and I haven't been able to see your shining, beautiful faces, and I'm happy to see them tonight.
Well, Ben, why don't you tell us how you've been first before I hijack the chat here?
Well, as my co-hosts know, I've not been that great because I took a big fall and have been quite injured and laid up for weeks. But I'm feeling a lot better, and I have a goal now. I'm going to see the tour in January. I'm very excited.
Nice.
Oh, 2024, I turned 50. And so my friends are trying to make it a whole year of celebration. And so a friend of mine is treating me to the celebration tour in January for my 50th birthday present.
Oh, that's lovely.
So we're going to see it, and we're going to have pretty good seats. And so I have to get better so I can dance for the whole show. Which I could not do currently.
Oh no! Are you okay? Are you feeling better from your fall?
I am. I am off all the painkillers, and I can.
Oh, that's good.
And,
Well, so you've picked up your crown. You put it back on your head. I did
exactly. And I'm living for love. Yeah.
Excellent. I'm so happy that you're on the mend because being injured, and I know that you're athletic, you like to run and do all those things. So that really is kind of a downer, especially this time of year when getting out and, being able to beat some of that seasonal affective stuff that happens to, especially because it gets dark earlier, and at least getting the sport part in of your life would probably help a lot with that if you have any issues there. But,
but speaking of darkness, happy solstice, winter solstice.
Right.
Oh my God, it is the shortest day of the year.
Shortest day of the year, which normally would make me depressed, but no. Because now, every day after this, we get 1 extra minute of daylight. So
yes, we do. Hallelujah!
Summer's coming, children.
Yeah. Yep.
Although
okay. Summer. You want summer?
That brings with its own challenges. I know. I'm just like, I don't know if I want my air conditioning bill again. So.
Yeah, we've had delicious 60 degree weather with sun. Maybe 70s some days. It is absolutely love. This is the only time of year it's good to be in Texas because it is winter and it is tolerable. Otherwise, it'll
be nice to be in Texas in April. When Madonna visits your hallowed state.
Yes, hopefully Austin won't just be so hot. But with her there, no way to know.
Well, and look at you, Liberty. You've got a fresh little haircut going on.
Yeah,
if I didn't know any better, I'd say you're trying to match Madonna in the background of your picture with a little bit of a bob. You could actually, if you did tighter curls, this is very Madonna Express Yourself video.
Sir, I may have a plan. In my back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So
I see an outfit in our future.
Look. I always do things for a reason. Everything that I have is greater purpose. So
you could also pull up that amazing hairdo sheet with this length. You could do the hair from Swept Away, which is the only good thing about that movie other than the dance sequence with her hair.
I love her hair. Yeah. This is one of my favorite styles. And in fact, when I went to get it cut, I said, I live in 2 hair fantasy worlds. One is long, romantic, a curtain bang, very Bridget Bardot. And the other is Madonna Express Yourself. And she was perplexed because she was about 20 and didn't know what any of those things were. But I showed her some inspo pictures. And then I said, you know what? Let's just go express yourself.
Chop it.
Yeah. And I love this length because it looks
good on you. You're so versatile.
I am,
you can just do it all. I mean, before we get into what year Madonna has had, I mean, think about the hair evolution Liberty's had this year. I mean, she's gone from auburn to dark chocolate. True. I mean, she's had it's been an array. It's a reinvention year for Liberty, I've got to say.
And look, for me personally, this is all just part of my sort of simplification of style. And I'm looking for the most effortless look that I can. But for whatever reason, I am so cumbersome, just in my general demeanor, that it's really hard for me to achieve that simplistic.
And I love that you use your body as a palette. I mean, you just, colors and different lengths and styles. I mean, it was going to be a bang or it was going to be short hair. When you're about to change your life, you got to change the hair. There you go.
So, and I would say that's how I've been lately, is just sort of all over the place in general. To follow up with Ben's, I'm so happy that he's on the mend Me, mentally, I don't know. I'm just kind of all over the place right now.
You're just trying to get through the school year.
Truly. And because I have extraordinary, like, jealousy that I'm working through about all of the shows that I've not seen with 30 something in, and not a single one of them has been under my belt, while others that I
told you, just tell your kids they have to take a gap year after they graduate from high school and hop on a plane. I mean, that's what it comes down to, you know, like, sorry,
tell
kids.
them they're eating bread and butter for a month.
Here's some ramen. This is what you're having for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
People are having to do that without Madonna in the equation.
This is true.
So
amen.
It is not easy these days. But you know what? At the same time, I'm also so happy for everyone who has gotten to go, and for those who've seen it already several times, and for all of the stories that that the listeners have shared, that the guests who've taken time to come on after their, dance their little feet off and are extremely tired, and they just share their light. And I love that. I think we're very
Liberty,
fortunate.
here's your silver lining, because I thought about this today, because I was like, I bet you Liberty's going to mention something about having FOMO of not being able to go to all these shows, because I know you. However, I was going to say, this is perfect that you're not able to go yet, because think of all the wonderful feedback that you're able to listen to about this show to alleviate your fears. Because I know you're very nervous if you don't know what Madonna's doing, and you're very concerned. Is it going to be good? Am I going to enjoy it? Well, Liberty, I can tell you, after having now seen it 4 times, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. I feel like
you've seen it 20 times. That's how rabid I have been about, like, just overall, like, no, but why not me? And so now, after January, I will be the 4th of the show with no shows in my belt. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe, maybe Santa Baby's going to make a little stop at my house and put the sable under the tree. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like somebody needs to do some favors for her husband. And
maybe Santa's going to fall on top of you and grant your wish. Boop.
No. Boop. I'm open. I'm ready. You can justify my love.
Wow, that just...
Is that an image that you didn't know that you would get tonight? Well, you are welcome, darling.
I'm picturing you as that dancer when he went off the chair last night. Just,
look at his face there in that picture in your background.
Before we get there, so we could not end our 5th season without one of our favorite segments.
She'll take us there.
That's right. Don't just stand there. Let's get to it. It's time for a little This Week in Ciccone.
See, I get what I want.
So Madonna is wrapping up her 2023 with probably one of the most talked about moments of the celebration tour so far. Washington, D.C., yours truly got to attend. And boy, let me tell you, the Vogue ballroom guest did not disappoint. Madonna brought up Santa Claus himself. And just when you think that was going to be enough, poor Santa. I mean, somebody asked me the other day, I think it was earlier today, was that planned? Was that staged? No, it was not. That dancer took him by surprise. And I think he was trying to adjust himself on the chair because she jumped on him. And when I thank God, because first I snapped that picture that to me is the definitive image of that moment of him and her on stage. Because look how beautiful it is. I mean, it's just perfect. I think my image is better than the one she shared personally. It looks, the fact that they're both holding the 10s up, he's smiling, it's amazing.
And she's given face in yours.
And none of it's Photoshopped.
Exactly.
It is not Photoshopped at all. I am proud of how beautiful she looks and how classic that image is. And yeah, I was patting myself on the back, let me tell you. I was like, let me tweet this out right now because I want everybody to see this from me first. But then I started videoing. Thankfully, the segment's long. And so by the time I started videoing, that was when the woman dancer came up to him. And when she and him went down, yes, as you can see behind Ben has the actual moment when Santa Claus goes down on top of her. Madonna's face because she wasn't paying attention when it happened, and she turns around and you could just see she's like, what is going on here? I think she thought Santa was molesting her.
Yeah, because she didn't see the fall, right? Like,
no, she did not.
Probably didn't even hear it.
Yeah.
She just turns around. She's like, well,
oh my God.
This went a direction I was not expecting.
You could hear everyone in the audience just like audibly gasp. Like, and then I didn't see this. I saw it from another angle, but like the other dancers who were like behind me on the middle of the catwalk were just like, oh, like you could see their mouths, their jaws had dropped. It was hysterical. It was so funny. But yeah, that was
dancer's okay, right? I guess.
Yeah, I hope both of them are okay. Oh, for anyone listening or anyone watching right now, we'd love to have the Santa Claus on our show. I'll do a bonus episode. I know this is our season finale, but if anyone can put me in contact with that Santa Claus between now and next year, we'd love to have him on the show.
TikTok can find anyone these days.
Yes, so. somebody find him for me. Put him. I tried Googling earlier, and I was like, "How the hell am I supposed to find this?" Like, I don't even know his name. One.
Like, he's really looks like a great, authentic, jovial Santa, like what you picture. Which has brought me to this sort of question that I have, because regarding whether the special person, or the judge is planned. I mean, I wonder, was Santa her choice, or I wonder, was this like, let's do Santa, or if somebody's in the background like, oh my God, this would be too funny, put Santa up there, and then she's like, who's this? Like, okay, well, I'll just go with it. I guess no surprises.
I think she knows in advance who's going to be up there. I don't think it's a surprise, but she's probably. I think that a lot of them are. So, for instance, I've been led to believe that most of them are scheduled well in advance. But if you saw like Kevin Aviance on Monday's DC show, he got called at the last minute and like was scurrying to get there from New York. So
yeah, that's right.
Somebody must have canceled on Monday. Like I bet you there was some sort of scheduling conflict, and maybe because it's not a last minute thing. I know a couple people. They've been scheduled way in advance. So
I bet it was the Senate twink and he canceled at the last minute.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Liberty, you know that the whole chaos that's going on with there was like some gay sex film that happened in the Senate room, and in
Amy Klobuchar's, right above Amy Klobuchar's seat. And it turns out the guy that he was with is like some German lobbyist, and it's like this whole
it's huge. Like they did like they did like a porn in the
inside.
Yeah.
I don't know when, I don't know how. Like, this is what our tax money is going towards, like, so that people can just scurry off into the Senate room and have sex. Like, I don't get it. I don't know.
Well, apparently it was like in a whole private chat, and there's like a whole network of people that work on the Hill that do that kind of stuff and like have OnlyFans. I'm like, who does this surprise? I mean, who isn't getting screwed in Washington these days?
Good or bad.
Right? Like, at least it looked like it was good versus what you would expect from politicians. So
I know. Saying. I realized when I was at the show, I leaned over to my friend Sean. I'm like, I wonder if Lady Graham is here.
Oh, she wouldn't be seen in public with that.
Well, she might have been in one of the boxes, incognito. She probably came with her little Madonna veil over her
Lady Chablis outfit. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, people. I'm going deep tonight. I can't help myself. I'm like you, Liberty. That's like such an authentic Santa. I want Stefan to find him and interview him, because I'm like, did he even know who that was? Like, how much did they pay him to get him up on stage and like do that? And like, I mean, he clearly is having a great time, and so is she. And like,
he recovered nicely. He recovered nicely. I got to say, and God bless the dancer. I was like, honey, help him up. Like, poor old man has to get up by himself. And then the only thing the dancer does, she's still going. She's still voguing and just tosses the hat to him. Just hits him in the face, keeps on going. I was like, I don't know if I respect her work ethic or like she was like just going, dancing, tosses the hat up and just keeps on going.
Well, they had to keep the show going and meeting their marks. So that, because they're on the clock and boss lady is standing there, so they're going to keep working like nothing's changed. Right. Like, come on now, it's mama. Yeah,
but if somebody can find him, it would be a hoot to be able to talk to him and see what his experience was.
I want to see what he looks like out of the Santa outfit.
I know. Well, like, I mean,
by the time you interview him, maybe he's like shaved the beard. Because it looks real.
Yeah, I honestly, when I was seeing him, I'm like, Madonna is part of the Illuminati. She's literally channeled. She's called the Illuminati phone call, the phone number, and she's got Santa, the real Santa from the North Pole, has like descended upon DC thanks to Madonna. You know, like she's magical. She used her Wiccan powers from the Die Another Day number to like summon Santa Claus. Like,
oh my God, the Tree of Life formation brought Santa.
Yes, there you go.
Oh my God, that's too much.
But yeah. Oh, and by the way, since I moved and I can now see the podcast watermark that I put on my image, FYI, to anyone out there who had taken my photo and consciously removed the podcast logo and watermark, everyone knows that it's still my photo. Everybody knows the damn truth, people. So you can all erase it in your little Photoshop apps. That's fine, but it's mine. It's my picture. You didn't do it.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, you took a great shot and you put it out first. And what happened?
And did you see that Saint Hoax posted it?
I saw that.
They reached out to me earlier and they were like, can we post your video footage from YouTube? And I was like, yeah, you can. And they were like, and we'll credit you. And I'm like, and thank you. Nice. I love that it's basically had a life of its own out there. And I think Doug, DML, who's on the chat, he got approached by either Extra or Entertainment Tonight or Access to Hollywood. I forget which, but to use his footage on their program. So,
nice.
Good for him. Yeah, I think he was quick to the video. That's why I was too slow. He actually, and he was in the not Sound Factory, the Danceteria pit. So he had the other side, which you could see Madonna a little bit better. Like see how you can't really see her face in Ben's picture from Doug's vantage point. You could see her face super clear. So.
Yeah. Oh, I did see that footage just on Twitter because it was all over Twitter. I'll say this about your photo, Stefan, and Aaron pointed it out earlier, is how well you captured the goatee, the outfit. Like you can see, because in a lot of the video footage, since she started wearing this version of it, because this is like the second version of this outfit, right? Like they kind of redid it some.
Yeah.
And like you never notice all the details and like the gloves, and you got the light just right to capture like just all the details in that. It's so like amazing.
Yeah. Because I'm tall, I was able to lean over the security fence a little bit and get a straight shot down the catwalk from the pit. And I just took a bunch of pictures and I kept waiting because I was like, we need Santa smiling, both of them holding the 10s. And at the one moment and then Madonna put her hand up and I was like, there it is. And I just took it. And I knew as soon as I took it, I was like, that's the image. That's the one. So yeah, you're going to see it. I'm going to trot it out every year for Christmas going for the rest of my life.
Oh, you should. I mean, she's giving such good face in that photo.
She looks beautiful. I mean, she does look beautiful in the tour in general, but like, I love that. Like, it was just like, she's so, and I was able to take some amazing photos and videos. Like I was in my glory. I was like, oh my God, this is what life would be like if I was Ricardo, like who was there. He was there. Ricardo was, I don't know if if his job is literally to just follow her around during the show and take occasional pictures, or if he's watching the show to eventually help participate.
Does he watch it like this?
I gotta covering his face. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm being real shady tonight.
You are.
We love you, Ricardo.
I love it. No, I think he's watching it to maybe like work on the tour film or of some sort, like, because he was just observing, like he was just watching it from different angles. I was like, that's the ticket that I want. Like, I want his pass, because he just was in the security pits just following her around. And I'm like, the good thing about the Sound Factory pit is you can do that. Like, you can sort of like walk around. It was amazing.
We are being informed in the chat that this is the third version of this dress.
Thank
just
you.
For the record.
Thank you for the clarification. We appreciate. Yeah, who knows? Maybe they did a new one because she didn't like the way it was fitting.
Blue? Or no, that's the Bitch I'm Madonna outfit that has the blue. That didn't used to.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's God bless Santa Claus. He definitely has a story for the rest of his life now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, again, looks like he's having a great time, and that's exciting. I think it was such to like initially I was like, Santa, that's weird, like isn't usually, but then I thought, oh, this shows such a playful side to her, and what a lot of people have been so like kind of weird about the whole like, well, why is it always a famous person and she's always trotting on her famous friends? And this person is not probably famous, although he may work as a Santa. That could be his whole year. We don't know, but and he looks effective at that job.
Yeah.
But it's not a celebrity, which I think, or someone in some obscure art thing that we don't know anything about. It's somebody who, it's just funny. It's just funny.
And that actually could be the reset button. You know what I mean? So like up until now, I'm sure LA, it'll be, stars aplenty, Miami, whatnot. But like, who knows what will happen in some of the other cities that she's, going around to visit. And so Santa might be hitting the reset button where we might not get a super celebrity every time going forward.
I bet she's not going to have regular people up there on the stage next to her at this point. It's probably too much. People have gotten so insane in the last 4 or 5 years. I don't blame her. I wouldn't want some of the crazy people up there with me either. Oh my God.
Well, that's what so when I was at the DC venue, I got a water because I was dying of thirst in the pit, and they don't give you the water bottle. They pour it into a cup. And I was like, well, it's both
because of people throwing stuff.
Exactly. They were like, you remember how Cardi B got hit? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, that's why we don't give out water bottles anymore. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, where have we gone? Like, what's this? What we can't even like have a water bottle with a cap. We have to have a lidless plastic cup. And I'm like, well, this is not going to go pretty. Oh, which I got to say, another good thing about Sound Factory is I was baptized by Madonna.
Did she spit on you?
No, she didn't spit on me.
She threw the water.
She threw the water. Yeah, she spits to the front of the catwalk, and then she douses everybody. And yeah, like my friend Sean and I, we got wet, and I was like, oh, it was because it was warm. She even mentioned I was shocked. So remember how we all know like Madonna likes to keep it warm because of her throat, and you're like dying of heat in the show. She even commented during one of her moments, oh, it's warm in here. I never say that, but it really is. And I'm like, like I was dying wearing my suit. Oh my God. I was dying. But when she doused us all with water, I was like, oh, again, like she could have thrown a bucket of water on me and I would have been happy. But, yeah,
I'm planning layers because I figure January, especially if it's like really cold, she's going to have the heat cranked up, and you got to be ready.
I can only imagine what the people in the upper tiers must have felt like because the heat just going up there, they must have been dying. One of the women in the pit, she had on a tank top, and I was like, where did you put your coat? I didn't bring one. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean you didn't bring your coat? She's like, I just came here like that. It was freezing out. It was like 27 degrees in DC on Tuesday. I was like, oh, okay. You're hardcore. She's from Staten Island. I was like, you're made different. But well, let's talk about the year in Madonna. Yes. There were some highs. There were some lows.
Very low.
And some more highs. Liberty, what's some of your standouts from this year in Madonna?
Oh gosh, we got a couple new songs, right, that she's featured in. So I was excited. I'm still excited about that. And popular has grown on me, children. So please forgive me for my initial response. But that's just the way that it goes when I am like a virgin on a song. I always have, I have to take some time. I have to process. And it was also, look, it was kind of difficult for me to sort of separate from the show that Weeknd created. But look, I'm happy that we got a couple new songs. I was happy to see.
I was going to say, Liberty's cover of Popular is coming out next week.
I love it so much. I did my own version, kids. Yeah. So no,
Popular followed by Miles Away.
What else? That she recovered enough to go on the show, on the tour. Yeah. Also, those are some really big moments for me, I think. How about you?
Ben, you go.
Are we doing high and low points all together?
Yeah.
I mean, the high point for me is just the tour and that it basically is the biopic as a concert, which totally makes sense. Like, because I did wonder, I'm like, how is she gonna, after the Taylor Swift and the Beyonce tours that were sort of next level shows, I was like, Madonna has always pushed tours and the show as the show forward. How was she going to do it? And so eliminating the band, and turning it into like sort of a one woman show, and it's more like a performance art piece really than a concert. It has concerty parts, but it's also not really a concert when you think about it. It's been interesting because like with the Brooklyn shows, all the US publications have started doing reviews of the show finally, after the reviews were mostly only in the European press.
Right.
And the Times and the Atlantic and various publications have really talked about how it's almost like not a concert. That it's more like a piece of performance art. So I'm very curious how it's going to be turned into film or, a movie or whatever it becomes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the low point was the infection, because I was just like, I'd already lost my 2 real life mothers this year. And then I was like, oh my God, is my 3rd mother in life going to die? And I was just like, I cannot deal with this. So I was very happy that she made it through. I'm not going to say anything about the music because I'm just like, boop, next. Like, I'm ready for the next thing.
Right. And I mean, you could say another like low part is that we've not gotten anything else, even though we know that things have been on that burner back there. So if, I guess hope springs eternal as far as Madonna music is concerned, that, in the new year, who knows,
Fingers crossed. I'm always praying. Well, so I'm going to intertwine my year in Madonna with year in podcast as well, because in my mind, they all sort of exist in the same plane. So a couple highlights that I like to remind myself about and remind everyone else about. If we look back, we started off this year being nominated for a Queerty Award. Although we did not win, we lost to Bob the Drag Queen. And hey, Bob's on tour with Madonna, so if we're going to lose to somebody, better it be
right. That's not a bad one.
Bob the Drag Queen. So I was ecstatic about that. We got a wonderful catchphrase, "I'll see you later at the function," which thanks to the tour, and turned that into some merch. And I love wearing that T-shirt. And they say it in the tour, so it's kind of fun. Obviously, we all know the kerfuffle that happened over Skin when we did our Ray of Light tribute. And now I have a new appreciation for Skin, which is amazing. Something I never thought would happen in life. And here we are. What else did I love about this year that we did get some new Madonna music, which I thought was great. Two very different songs, popular and vulgar. Which, I was thinking, I'm like, oh my God, we need somebody to do like a Santa Madonna. Like, we need like a vulgar version of like Santa and Madonna. You know how it was like Sam and Madonna? Like, we need somebody to do like
that seems like a project for the two of you.
Yeah, and I mean, it'll work just as beautifully as Christmas Tonight did. So,
yeah. So I loved that, and then, I mean, we had our Girly Show 30th anniversary reunion, which was amazing to have and put together, and was a lot of work. But I think it was amazing to have all those people back together. I'm still trying to figure out how to put that out in some way, shape, or form, so that way I'm honoring the people who paid for the tickets. And for those of you who don't know, I don't think I advertised this after, because I was just like, well, it's nobody's business, but 'tis the season to be jolly. And after the Girly Show 30th anniversary reunion, we took that ticket money and donated it to AMFAR, which is the organization that Madonna had usually done all of her benefits towards for AIDS research. And so we made a really hefty donation, thanks to everyone who purchased a ticket and was able to join us for that. Hopefully I'll be able to find a way. I mean, we're the poor little podcast that could, so I don't have money to sort of like pay for a website so that way people can download the thing, but I'll figure it out, because it deserves to be seen. But then, yes, of course, we have our highlight, the tour, which is amazing. And we've got some new Madonna looks and some new Madonna moments, which I had always been in love with, like saying, oh, I can't wait to see what she's going to do. And I love that it's not over, like, I love that she's pausing for a couple weeks, and then she'll go on for another couple months. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what will happen with that, and what will come in the new year. Because I think, one of the other things that I loved that we got was when she, just recently, where was she, in Paris or London, where she like had that faux collar, that faux fur collar, or probably real faux collar, and she was like in that little cut little mini dress with the stockings and the boots.
Like Rocco's thing,
the
right?
little slouchy, yes, the little slouchy Sharpay boots. And I mean, she looked effing fierce. I was like, you go, Madonna, looking good.
She can still do it when she wants to.
Yeah, like she was turning it out for that, and I was like, I like that we really didn't have many of those type of moments this year, but because she was in rehearsal, and then like, there we go, and got that. So I was in love with that. And then, of course, I think she finished this year off strong with Santa Claus. Like, I don't know how she goes. she just go into hiding for the next 2 weeks, Madonna, until you have to go back on tour, because she can't top that. But what do we think Madonna's doing for Christmas? Do you think she's
sleeping? She's taking a gummy and she's gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
No, do we think like she's going to the Hamptons? She wouldn't, because doesn't she normally go away like to
She normally goes to Switzerland.
Right.
She ain't,
Right.
I bet insurance wise she can't do that.
There's no way they'd let her on the Swiss Alps to go skiing. There's no way.
No. She's gonna take a gummy and sleep in her big bed of pillows at her house in the Hamptons.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Ricardo gets a whole 2 weeks off to go back to LA and do this.
She may have plans to go home. Home, Michigan home, to see her dad.
Oh, well, so yeah, I was good.
Well, yeah, isn't there like talk that he's not doing well?
Silvio, I think she had said at one of the shows in New York that he's not doing well. So
isn't he like almost 100?
Yeah, he's
97, 98.
Yeah, he's old. I know. I'm concerned for his health. I think that he might not be with us for much longer. So hopefully Madonna will be able to spend some time with him.
Yeah.
That would actually be really great if they were able to do that.
Especially if she can get all the kids up there. I've finally been reading the Mary Gabriel book the last couple weeks while I've been laid up. and just like learning more about his and Madonna 14's story is like, oh, okay.
That book, and I'm only halfway through. I would say that's a high this year for me, because while I feel like I know so much, there have been details in this book where I'm like, I didn't know that. Like, I'm pretty sure I should have known that. Or I feel like I know everything that's in a story. And she's humanized Madonna so much in this book, and really shows the grit. I mean, it's incredible. And just the emotional part, and which is interesting because, of course, having read Christopher's book about life with my sister Madonna, that came out so many years ago now. He's quoted a lot in the book, in Mary Gabriel's book, and has spoken, I think, with her. It sounds like she interviewed him. But there's no point like where you feel like, oh, this is salacious, or it's kind of ugly talk about her, or
no.
It doesn't feel catty or
Mary's book is very honoring of Madonna and showcasing her story in a really great way.
I would say if you guys are, not the type to go out and buy a book, at least get it on your library list, put it on your request.
Yeah, I was going to say, get it from the library, download the Kindle.
Tip, if you get it as an ebook, it's like a third of the price of the hardcover.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
That's what I did. I'm reading it on a tablet.
I like my hard copy because it was a gift. Again, that was my husband. He was very nice for our anniversary. He got me that book. But we have 2 anniversaries. That's a whole other story. It's a different podcast. But I got that in October, and I'm still only halfway through because I had to pause for a minute to read Brittany's book. But so it's I've really enjoyed that book. Really, 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 really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Thinking about it.
Should we take a minute? So I asked the people in the chat to list some of their highs and lows. I'd like to share some of the highlights. One person said one of their Madonna highs is Popular Redemption from Liberty.
Oh, that is so sweet. Yes, look, and we all grow and learn about how to appreciate things. So I'm very thankful that someone has honored that. I'm growing a little bit, and thank you.
I like that you like it, but I still don't like it.
It's one of those where you can't help but not kind of.
I'm telling you, I think it's a catchy song. It was.
I took it off my list on Spotify, and I was just like, no.
It was on one of my top songs from Spotify this year, and I was like, I didn't realize I listened to it that much. So,
Let's see. One person said the high for them is how far she's come visually this year since the tour announcement with no eyebrows.
Oh, yeah.
The Grammys, a high and a low, because she went out there and did her thing and said F you to the haters.
Mm-hmm.
Another person said highlight was her recovery and the amazing return. And then, of course, the low point was the headlines when it was looking dire.
Yeah.
Another person said high point is the joy in her on tour and just how happy she seems, which is so interesting. I was listening to another podcast and they were talking about how disconnected she was and how they felt like she wasn't there. And I'm like, I haven't even seen the show yet.
On the tour?
Uh-huh. And I'm like, I haven't even seen it yet, but I've watched enough video to know that's not true. I'm like, I just thought maybe they were high. I don't know. Somebody said they have a premonition that 2024 will produce a new album of all original material. Stefan, is that you under a fake account?
Can you imagine? I'm just typing my own chat. I have a ghost account for the YouTube channel.
A couple of people said the Girly Show reunion was a high point.
Thank you.
And then we got some thank yous for donating the money to AmFAR.
Oh, yeah. I get notifications from them, and they sent me a holiday card being like, thank you so much for your, and I'm like, well, that was a one-time only thing, AmFAR. I'm like, I don't have that money laying around. So
I used to give to AmFAR every year, but since I've been supporting the last couple of years, I had to put that on hold. And a couple people have talked about songs that were in the tour being highlights because they didn't expect them, which includes Nothing Really Matters and Bad Girl.
Yeah. Amen. Yeah, I was going to say just the set list in general is a gift. Some of those arrangements, like Stuart Price returning to the Madonna universe is a gift. Is a gift.
We just hope and pray. Okay, I'll wait for the next.
Wait for that. Wait for our last section. Wait. It's coming. It's coming. Slow your roll, Ben. Slow your roll.
Listen,
we're gonna knock you off that chair like Santa Claus.
Don't do that. My ribs are problematic enough right now.
You drinking soda? Is that soda?
Mm-mm.
No, I was going to say
it is a pomegranate champagne sparkling water.
Oh, that sounds very refreshing.
Delicious. Yes.
You've moved on from your rum then.
Oh, I don't drink rum. Rum is disgusting. Bourbon. I was drinking
bourbon. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm just a one drink girl right now.
Well, as Ben was alluding to, we wanted to also do a little MLVC Christmas wish list. What's something that, like, if Santa was gonna come down your chimney and bring you some Madonna things, and it could be anything Madonna related, what would you hope Santa has in his sack of presents? Liberty?
Well, it's got to be the Sound Factory. Pay a ticket for Sound Factory somewhere in there. That or the announcement that there's going to be a documentary film that will do a little bit like what Truth or Dare did with some other very poignant, like just visuals of what we've, just the tour, but also behind and who she is now.
Yeah.
And I loved, you mentioned in a recent show where you talked about with, I guess, I think it was with Jordan, about how, wonderful like it would be to have a third one.
Yeah.
And I totally agree. Like, it has to be a trifecta because 3 is a good number, 2 is not enough, and 3 is really good, especially for a career like Madonna's, that, one more just gorgeous documentary where we get an insight into who Madonna is as an artist, as a person, her day to day, so to speak, and just peppered in all of the performance that she's wanting to put in the show, like the performance parts. Those one of those two, Sound Factory.
You can have multiple. It's fine. It's a wish list, so you can wish for as many. Ben, what about you? What's on your Madonna wish list?
I hope the tour extends. That's my big. I hope it goes to South America and other places. I mean, it wraps up in the spring here, so it's unlikely that she would tour south of the equator in their winter time, even though especially in South, it doesn't really get cold per se, but I just don't. So maybe she goes back to Europe. I don't know. I mean,
maybe it's a better time though for like for example, Taylor having been in Brazil during these extraordinary rains and that was
the heat with people passing out and whatnot. Yeah.
That's just the thing with climate change. Who knows when is a good time to do any kind of touring, but true. Yeah, I'd like to see it extended and maybe go into the summer. Maybe she goes back to Europe next summer and
stadiums or something.
Stadiums, because it's set up. It could easily be done in stadiums. And then I think it's a given that we'll get a quote. I don't think we'll get a documentary. I think it's just going to be a tour film because the show is almost like a documentary of sorts. And I don't think she's going to delve into the behind the scenes of her health crisis or anything like that. It's just unlikely.
It's wish list, Ben. We can wish for whatever we want.
Such a good idea for that today, because I think she could get dramatic elements of that.
Yeah. I also don't know if I would want to see that. I would almost be like, I don't know if I can watch that. I don't want to see footage of her in the hospital bed or anything like that. It would be too much.
Yeah. I have a feeling it would be like a dramatic reenactment or something where we just see slow-mo of a black and white.
Like one of those Netflix black and white true crime reenactments.
Black and white footage of an ambulance speeding down the
road. She looks up and she's like, You must love me. God. Anyway, well, what else is on my wish list? I want to hear, honestly, I'd love to hear some of those new songs, and they can just be new tracks on a whole new greatest hits package that Stewart puts his hands on, the way Shep put his hands all over Immaculate. So maybe she can do like another collection, but instead of Immaculate Collection, it's something else Mary related, like the Ascension. So it's like, because that's when Mary was taken into heaven without actually having to die or be buried. Her human body was supposedly ascended into heaven. So maybe she could do a greatest hits thing called the Ascension, and it's all the hits, all of them. They pay for the rights for everything. Even This Used to Be My Playground, and Stewart puts his hands on all of them the way Shep did. And then there's like 6 or 7 new songs. Because, on streaming, it can be like 90 tracks and it doesn't matter. So I don't know, Ben.
This is kind of like a lame, like sad little puny. I mean, you don't want to wish for something bigger?
I think that's pretty big.
I was being sarcastic.
I know.
That's like the biggest. I mean, that's big because I don't know. She seems to take a long time sometimes with putting out these, which her team has been actually really good. This year we've gotten a lot of little like boom surprise Spotify streaming now. There's that's
a highlight we all forgot to list.
That's been a great, awesome thing, right?
Some of these remixes that we finally got.
Keys that were finally on streaming, like Up Down Sweet and Cyber Raga. I mean,
my other wish list is that all the tours are put into 4K HD and show up on Netflix or I don't want them on HBO. That stupid app has become the worst ever. They need to be somewhere where people can like access them on the regular so the children know. See, this is part of the reason why the children don't know that Mother did it all before the current ones that are getting all the props. I'm like, hold up. Like, we saw that 20 years ago in Drown World. Why are you acting like it's new? Because they can't see these tours, because a lot of them aren't even on DVD. They only exist on I still have those VHSs. I found them in my storage unit a couple days ago when I was looking for an old suitcase. And I was like, oh my God, there's my VHS of Drown World. Like,
I have all those too. But I think, what's interesting is you wish for things for everybody. And I am wishing for things for myself.
For yourself.
So we have 2 different outlooks here.
This is true. But
Ben's a giver. He's a giver.
And I want the culture to like, it's just interesting that she and Janet in some ways too are like the last of like the big true MTV superstars who like set the tone. And it's interesting that like even Michael and Whitney and George Michael and all of them, Prince, like they get their props in some ways after they die, but it's like the influence, the thread isn't sewn through the seam. And that frustrates me, because then I'm like, when we were growing up, we understood that the Beatles did these things and they borrowed it.
That's
Kids,
true.
Go watch that Little Richard documentary on Max, because it will make you understand so much more about how popular music works and how it threads through and yada yada. Anyway.
Oh, nice. Oh, all right. I'll check that out. I haven't seen it yet. Oh
my God, that documentary is so good. And when you realize, which I already kind of knew this, but it really gets in deep to how much the Rolling Stones and the Beatles ripped off Little Richard. And you're just like, and he calls them out, and like, amazing documentary. Amazing.
Nice. All right. There you go. Ben recommendation.
That's enough for me. Yeah.
Well, I'll be selfish as well, Liberty. I want a Celebration Tour T-shirt with a new image of Madonna on it. Even just the cracked out nun look that's in the tour. Like,
that's true. That should be a shirt.
Just give me that as a T-shirt, Madonna.
Why is she cracked out? Come on, Neil.
You got to see all the facial expressions.
Sorry, the zany nun. All right, I won't say it's not cracked out. So she's just zany. She's just a little. It's just.
She had a couple Lambruscos at the
Yes.
At the lounge in the convent. That's when they start acting.
She had a little bit too much communion wine, and now she's frolicking. Yes, as we all know, I mean, I've been saying this all year, or actually, I've probably been saying this since Madam X. I want another Madonna album. So I'm. If this is a Christmas wish list, I don't want just one song. I want 10. I want another Madonna album. 13, fine. Sure. Extended deluxe, whatever.
That's the target edition.
Just the Ray of Light 13, the lucky Kabbalah number.
I want a Sickick track or 3. I want the Max Martin track. I want some Stuart Price tracks since she's been with Stuart. Maybe another like a Madonna only weekend, a couple of weekend produced tracks, because I think they could maybe have some great like magic happen with them. I mean, again, we've her and Arca, her and Katy Perry. I mean, all these people that she's supposedly been in the studio with all year, before the tour. So I want all that. I want it all. I want it now. I don't want to wait. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of waiting on you. Yes, I would love a documentary and a separate tour film. I want both because I think she deserves it. So yeah, I want the trifecta of Truth or Dare, I'm going to tell you a secret, and whatever this third one would be called, and then the Celebration World Tour and Christmas wish list on the tour film. I want the tour film to be filmed exactly like Beyonce's Renaissance film. So the clarity, the opulence and the beauty that they filmed Renaissance, the tour film in, that's how I want Madonna's tour filmed in. I want to be able to, I don't want like overlays and filters and quick cuts and slow-mo. I just want to watch the film. I just want to so that's probably my biggest, those are my wish lists for now. I always come up with
for
more.
This moment.
Yeah. I mean,
do we think if she does an album, if William Orbit will circle back around since he's back?
I don't think so.
He was so zany in his comments about the tour.
I think he's done with her. I think after MDNA, I think they sort of had. I think he was done with that and
professionally finished, but reveres her nevertheless. I think.
Yeah, I mean, he still respects her, I believe, but I don't think you'll see them work together again. He does look a little zany lately. Zany's the word of the night, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Once you reach a certain age, you're allowed certain.
Do we want to go to the chat and see what our listeners' Christmas wish lists are for Madonna? You're listening. What would you like?
See here. Actually, I forgot to ask people to put their Christmas. So somebody said Stefan on stage, and then said Madam X shouldn't be on Paramount Plus. Madam X on Blue. Oh, several people said tour program.
Well, I mean, if I can keep going to some shows, I'll just create my own tour program with my photography because I've...
another wish list was Nikki and Donna on stage. I don't see that happening.
Okay, oh my God. So thank you for bringing that up. So
aren't they in New York
and Donna,
right now?
If you haven't seen, Nikki and Donna are doing 2 nights of like songs and celebration cabaret at a venue in New York. The weekend before, Madonna is doing her last night at MSG. And I have said this since I've heard about it, and I will say it again. If they are all in town at the same time and her team does not find a way to get them on stage, now, I'm going to say it would be great to just have them on stage in the Vogue ballroom scene. However, we all know the fan service, if she could get up there and sing with them one song, just sing Rain with them. Now, I don't know if her singing with them during the Rain moment of the tour would happen, just because, as we all know, Madonna is highly organized, and that would be a very big disruption of the moment if she was to have all of a sudden random people singing with her during that moment. However, she does sing I Will Survive to acoustic guitar. That is a perfect moment where she could bring them up, maybe not do rain, but they could do some sort of quiet acoustic moment because they could very easily bring up 2 chairs to sit on either side of her, like they do for the Vogue ballroom scene. Like if they don't have them sing, it is a missed opportunity.
They could come up and sing I'll Remember.
Christmas wish list, people. Shoot for the stars.
That would be so apropos of that moment to say we're here now and we'll always remember what we had in the past.
Oh, Ben, that is perfect. Over. Okay, perfect. That is.
But I'm putting it into the universe.
There we go. But I'm telling you,
it was a #1 adult contemporary hit and went top 10 on the Hot 100. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
and it was the first time we heard that. Because then we got it in secret, and then it was all over.
Yeah, I love when she hums and songs.
All the humming.
Oh, I love a Madonna hum.
I love a Madonna hum. I love that theme song that she did for that show.
Wonderland. Arioso or something like that.
Somebody in the chat already says, no, not I'll Remember. I mean, it's not my favorite song either, people, but it's for the moment.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, it's not like she's not going to bring them up to sing Acoustic Rain and then sing Rain.
Yeah.
Later
and I
in
bet
the show.
She's not going the staging where she stages Rain. There's not even room for them. So Stewart can change the music with the push of a button.
Yeah.
But the acoustic makes sense.
She could in the middle catwalk where she ends Rain, they could come up from the little platform of that area. But yeah, I mean, I forget who I was talking to about this. I mean, they could be in just the black robes, because if they're going to be outfitted, so that way they're not like, just put them in the holiday black robes and they'll still fit right in.
I think a one-off in the acoustic is better. Like a song they just sing it that one time and it's done.
Exactly. Like it can't be a normal part of the show. It has to be something special for them.
Yeah, or they could also come up and do like a slightly slowed down, just sitting there singing "Express Yourself."
I mean, hey, shoot for the stars. I do know that our friend Jess Rothschild, who has done the Fire Island podcast, and she Hot Takes and Deep Dives podcast, she is the one who, her and her friend Ben Rimlau, they are the ones that have orchestrated the Nikki and Donna concert. Cool. Jess and I were talking and we were like, yeah, this has to happen. Like her and them on stage has to happen. It's just the kismet of them being in town at the same time. So watch this space. I have a feeling something that's going to be a very watched show that night at MSG after they perform. So Here's hoping.
Yeah, but wasn't there? I mean, and I know that Madonna hasn't ever worked with Kylie, but there was this whole that
was bullshit.
Kylie's
somebody was just starting that rumor. I hate. I
thought she was there, like she was in London or something.
Maybe she was. I don't know, but yeah,
Kylie's doing her show in Vegas right now.
Yeah, I know, but for whatever reason, they had alleged was saying she was in London that same night.
I've had friends who've gone to see the Kylie show in Vegas and they're like, oh, it's fun. I'm like, oh, okay, you enjoy that. Oh, you know what? I just said that out loud.
I was going to say, people are going to come. They're going to come for you.
I love Kylie. I don't want to see her live.
Moving on. So wish list, Nikki and Donna and Madonna would be a wonderful present to all the fans. I think that would be, I'd love to see a bunch of other people from Madonna's past joining her on stage in the US, like Carrie Ann Inaba, like some of the girly show dancers or the Blonde Ambition dancers, it would just be fun to see her reunited with people from her past. And maybe that's part of the celebration tour. I mean, it hasn't, because some of the people who have been Vogue judges have not been necessarily people from her past, but I love that Debbie Mazar's been up there. Even Charlie Hunnam. I mean, Charlie Hunnam did an interview on a radio show and he was saying how nervous he is. He's like, yeah, you can put me up on stage with her, but he's like, hopefully there will be somebody to carry me off because I'm going to be very, very shell shocked and nervous, which he was. So
that was funny.
He was right.
Oh, somebody just put in the chat that maybe Nile Rodgers will be like a Vogue judge. I would like to see that.
I could see that. Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah. Yeah,
Look, she has to have Jose up at least. Like he's one of the original. Ballroom. So I feel like Jose and Luis. I mean, if there's not an opportunity,
she's going to Palm Springs.
Yeah, that's where Luis is, right? Jose's in New York, though.
Yeah, and all around, but Luis lives and works in Palm Springs, so he's not the Vogue ballroom guest for Palm Springs.
Who knows what the scheduling is like for this stuff too? I mean, you got to take that into consideration. These people are all like busy and jet setting. Yeah. They're not like the rest of us who are just like, oh, let's sit here and talk about it.
Just waiting around.
Just wax poetic about all
we're sitting here like, oh, I hope I can get Sound Factory tickets, and they're making a phone call and like getting them like that without having to pay. Yeah. So life is different.
Yes, when you're in the Madonna universe, it certainly is.
What else? What other wish list things? Surely that's not everything we can think of.
Well, I mean, look, those are the big ticket items for me. I mean, what I love. Okay, I'd love to be Christmas wish list. They make me the official tour correspondent, and I get to tour with Madonna for the rest of the year, interviewing fans live in person and people from the tour. I mean, that would be a great Christmas wish list.
Oh, there you go. That's aiming big.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go to every show.
Well, it'd be different. It's different if you're working it, I think.
Yeah, he's not doing it as he's doing it as a job, right? Not as the fan.
That's true. You could sleep in every day till like 1.
No, well, I'd be up late after the show editing.
I was going to say you never sleep because you've got to be up
on call with Madonna. Yeah,
and I mean, I can't imagine that life. I would like.
It wouldn't be easy. I'd probably be sleep deprived. Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's okay.
You have to be
I'm still
a very special type of person.
I'm still sort of young.
Yeah. Not like Ben, who's going to be old next year.
No.
Whatever.
Yeah, no, you're going to have I mean, look, if somebody's giving you a Madonna ticket for your 50th birthday, I want it to be my 50th birthday, and I want your friends.
Mm-hmm. No, treat yourself, Liberty. I'm telling you, just treat yourself. When's the next time she's going to go on tour?
I know, and it's
like
just
buy that
the winter tour stuff. It really just
all right. Well, then have
a different job.
Have your FOMO. I mean,
I need to be like this,
naughty.
and get like an OnlyFans. I'm pretty sure if I had that, then I would be able to.
Oh God, Mama L,
all of the shows because I would have so many subscribers.
I'm telling you what, OnlyFans, that just sounds like another job.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it becomes that for sure.
Yeah.
I already have 2. I don't need another one. Ay. Hey, that should be our Christmas wish, to win the Powerball.
Yeah, please win.
Is it big?
I don't know. I'm just saying we could win it and then go to every show. Just all quit our jobs.
Then we wouldn't have to work. Yeah, exactly.
And just go to every show. Get up every day at 2 p.m. and have I
could just have the podcast be my full-time job because I'm living off the Powerball, I mean,
you can be down the pit. I'm going to be up there with the feet because I don't want to stand the whole time. I'm going to have a seat.
Let me tell you, it was so amazing. So I said this, Sean and I, when we did our review right after the show, it was so refreshing to be in the pit and have it be so open and empty. Like, not empty, but like there was maybe 35 people in the pit. Whereas the Golden Triangle, we were crushed by people.
Golden Triangle was like, it was like an orgy with your clothes on. Like, that was ridiculous.
Like, it was packed. The pits are not that way. Like, there was a moment where I was up against the thing, the security fence, and when Nothing Really Matters started, I was like, I'm going to watch this from the middle of the pit. And then I just walked into the middle of the pit and watched. And then I was able to dance. Like, I'm obsessed with the choreography for the Chic tribute. I want your love. And I was able to do that in the middle of the pit because there was no one around me. It was and you could move from side to side, and it was awesome. Like, it was honestly, if you're on the fence about buying a pit ticket, just buy it. Just do
for
it.
Me.
For Liberty, yeah. Buy the pit ticket for Liberty.
I just don't know if I want to stand the whole time.
I brought Advil and popped the Advil after the DJ ended, so that way by the time she came on, I didn't realize my lower back was hurting.
Yeah.
I am a size Sound Factory, if anybody is interested, for Christmas. And
well, I was going to say you could, a Christmas wish list. I would love to have a Blonde Ambition bomber that actually fits me right.
it's a little longer, yeah.
A longer version, a more athletic, slim fit than.
Wait, did I tell you that my motherfucker tee, the one from the
Black
Drown World tour
yeah.
came? I got a large. It doesn't even fit over my shoulders. It's so tiny. It's maybe like this long.
It's like a sleeve? Like you could just put it on your arm?
Because Aaron was like, oh, it's like a woman's tank top. I'm like, this is an infant's tank top. Like it couldn't even come over my shoulders. I was like, I just paid $70 for this nonsense. Like what?
Did you return it?
No, because I'm just like, it's so absurd. I almost want to keep it as like this bizarre memento. It's totally weird.
Well, that's what you get for drunk shopping, Ben.
I was really intoxicated when I bought that, but whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe if one of my friends has another kid, I'll just be like, here, it's a dress.
It's for your little motherfucker.
It's for your little motherfucker that I'm never going to babysit.
Oh, man. All right. Well,
they're offering to start a fund for you in the chat.
Oh,
Liberty.
Y'all don't have to do that.
Oh,
That is so
sweet.
cute.
But then someone did say
tickets.
you should post some feet pics on your OnlyFans and make that cash.
Oh my gosh, I have 2 different size feet. I bet I make billions.
I'm sure your sons are gonna love this.
Yeah. See. Okay. Look.
Speaking of sons, tell your sons to go mow some lawns or rake some sand. I don't know what they have in Texas, and get some money for you to,
No, but look, I have tickets and I should be happy. This is the thing is that, because of social media, you see other people doing it and you're like, I am so left out of the real world.
It is weird to be on the tail end of the tour.
It is weird because
especially
I've never been
Liberty
there.
also. Because we were meant to be at the first one.
I know.
I think that's why it stings even more.
It's so hard.
And trust me, I know, because when she opened in London and we weren't there, and I just was like, damn it, we were meant to be for that. Like, that's why I had the elaborate suit made, because it was like, it was going to be a big deal. And then the whole thing got changed. And I'm happy that she's healthy and she's up and she's doing this tour and she's performing. Sure. But yeah, it stung. It stung having our hearts set on that. And I was like, well, that teaches us a lesson not to do it again.
Well, yes and no, because I think I would still opt to do it the way we did it, where we felt like we had, our ducks in a row, so to speak, to be able to be refunded. Because I think there were just so many people who don't take those precautions. And it's important that nothing in life is certain, so you have to make sure that you just protect yourself in that way.
That's true.
Don't be silly. Put a rubber on your wallet.
Your willy. Mm-hmm. I've seen most of the shows toward the end of the tour, and I think the tour is always better because they find their rhythm and they're in it and they're just having fun. So I'm telling
you, by the time she gets to you all, it's already like seeing it in Paris last month. Seeing it now, like the audiences have been better. They're having much more fun. I just think things are going to be
awesome,
even more amazing for you, because they're just going to be it's going to be a well-oiled machine.
I just keep harping on I need a sound. It's because I didn't get Pitt for any of those.
But see, Liberty, I don't know if Pitt would be a
before.
good idea for you, because the stages are so high and you're kind of.
I'm 5'3".
Your height challenge
on a good day,
and
I know, but it's the sensation, because you don't look being close to Madonna, and it doesn't even matter. It's a different feeling.
Nothing really matters.
Nothing really matters. Love is all that we need.
But you're not going to be able to put your hand on her skin. So,
she is reaching out to people now. I did not see her doing that in Paris or any of the but she reached out and grabbed hands with 3 people. I was just surprised it was anybody. I'm like, this is new. So I think she's getting more comfortable now. So she's literally reaching out and touching people. And
By the time I'm front row in Austin,
there you go.
She's going to be like,
Liberty,
hey, come hang out. Let's party.
Come on up. Sing with
and I'll
me.
Be like, hey, Madonna.
Sing Angel with me.
Yeah.
Yep. See? Christmas wish list. Christmas wish list.
Okay, so my wish list now includes an opportunity to
duet with Madonna
and sing with Madonna, so she can like turn around and yell at me like she yelled to Donna that time. Why aren't you singing? But our voices blend so well together that it's just seamless.
There you go. Yep. Well, everybody, I think that's our show for tonight. As I mentioned, it's our season finale. We're going to take a little small break for the holiday, and then we'll be back in 2024 for season 6. Unbelievable. Wow. I cannot believe I can say that. I never would have thought I'd be doing a Madonna podcast for as long as this show has been on. Ben, Liberty, do you have any parting words for the end of season 5, Liberty?
My parting words would just be for the listeners. Thank you so much for just continuing to contribute, to listen, to make it a happy and safe community for everybody. For reaching out to me here and there and liking my stuff and liking my pictures. And I get to meet actually a listener tomorrow, and I'm pretty excited.
Oh yes, you were meeting Nick. Oh, that's Nick.
And so I'm just very thankful for this, and thank you, Stefan, for keeping me part of the host family, because there have been a lot of times, I think, over the year where I keep thinking like, should I just like stop social media, or because every day is just like a new why did I open this app thing. But without the continued feeling of being a part of a bigger Madonna community, I think I might have already left the socials. But I appreciate you, and I appreciate all the listeners, both of you. Ben, I appreciate you too, for your warmth and for your humor. And I'm looking forward to 2024. And Tony, I love you too, Tony.
Ben, what about you?
Bless yourselves and genuflect. That's all I've got to say.
You gotta love a concise poet.
He's so much better with words than I am.
They cut like a knife, cut into my life. I always want to hear Ben's words.
Yeah, I know you do.
On a personal note, it has been an absolute delight to celebrate Madonna with all of you. Producing this show, as you know, is not my full-time job, and it requires a lot of work. But I enjoy the community so much that we have, and it's a lot of fun to get together and to talk about Madonna. I love my co-hosts, Liberty, Ben, Tony. We miss you.
Tony.
I love our listeners, and I'm so happy that we can come together in every nation and pay tribute to a woman who inspires us to be creative and push boundaries and send love and light into the universe. I look forward to whatever adventures Madonna will bring to us in 2024. And with that, remember, everybody, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads at MLVC Podcast. If you'd like to donate to the show, we're on Venmo at MLVC Podcast. And if you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, tick that subscribe button so you never miss a video. I'm posting 4K video that I've shot at the Celebration Tour. It's gorgeous and amazing. If you've not watched the erotica clip that I posted, I am actually able to travel with her in the pit, and it's quite good considering I'm holding an iPhone amongst a sea of people. And it's good. So check it out. But yeah, we're also going to be going live with listeners from around the world in 2024 who have seen the Celebration Tour, doing reviews. So make sure you tick that button, hit subscribe. Until next year, everybody, make sure you get into the groove. Thanks for being here. We love you all. And I don't know, we're going to dance our way out until...
Keep it together, kids. Keep it together.
It's so good.
Your love. It's so good.
It is. All right, keep singing, Liberty, while I take us out.
Holiday celebration, come together in every nation. Holiday
Freedom.
Celebration. Come together in every nation.
Go on out, go. Walk out the door. Just turn around now. 'Cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you one who tried to hurt me with goodbye? Did you think I'd crumble? Did you think I'd lay down and die? Did you, motherfucker? Did you? You were worried though, right? For a second. Yeah, for a second. Oh no, now